Jungle Cruise is a 2021 American fantasy adventure film based on the Disney theme park attraction. It stars Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, Édgar Ramírez, Jack Whitehall, Jesse Plemons, and Paul Giamatti. Directed by Jaume Collet-Serra from a screenplay by Glenn Ficarra, John Requa, and Michael Green, it tells the alternate history of the captain of a small riverboat who takes a scientist and her brother through a jungle in search of the Tree of Life while competing against a German expedition, and cursed conquistadors. Plans for a feature film based on the Jungle Cruise ride began in 2004. The project lay dormant until 2011. The original version fell through, and Johnson joined in 2015. Blunt and the rest of the cast joined in 2018 in a revamped version, with filming taking place in Hawaii and Georgia, from May through September that year. The score was composed by James Newton Howard. Following a year of post-production and a year of further delay due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Jungle Cruise premiered at Disneyland Resort on July 24, 2021, and was released in the United States on July 30, simultaneously in theaters and digitally. The film received mixed reviews, and was a box office disappointment, grossing $221 million against a production budget of $200 million. It also made $66 million over its first 30 days on Disney Plus Premier Access. A sequel is in development, with Johnson and Blunt set to reprise their roles. Plot: in 1556, Don Aguirre leads Spanish conquistadors to South America to search for the Tears of the Moon, a mythical tree whose flowers can cure illness and lift curses, believing it may save his ill daughter. After many conquistadors die, the Pucamichana tribe heals the survivors with the tree's flowers. The tribal chief refuses to reveal the tree's location, so Aguirre stabs him and burns the village. The dying chief curses the conquistadors, making them immortal and unable to leave sight of the Amazon River without being dragged back by the jungle itself. In 1916 London, MacGregor Houghton presents his sister Dr. Lily Houghton's research of the tree to the Royal Society, which bars women members. The Houghtons hope to revolutionize medicine and aid the British war effort, so they request access to a recently acquired arrowhead that Lily believes can locate the tree in Lagrimas de Crystal B but are denied. Lily steals the arrowhead, narrowly evading Prince Joachim, who is equally intent on finding the tree for himself and Germany. After arriving in Brazil, Lily and MacGregor hire skipper Frank Wolff to guide them down the Amazon. Frank, who offers jungle cruises embellished with fake dangers, initially declines, citing the dangerous river and jungle, but reconsiders upon seeing the arrowhead. The trio departs after escaping Joachim's submarine. While snooping through Frank's cabin below deck, Lily discovers his research of the tree, but he insists he stopped searching long ago. They are captured by cannibals that are actually the Pucamichana who work for Frank as part of his contrived jungle cruise. Angered, Lily distrusts Frank and decides to find the tree herself. Tribal chief trader Sam translates the symbols on the arrowhead, revealing the tree's location at La Luna Rota C and that it only blooms under a blood moon. Meanwhile, Joaquin locates the conquistadors petrified inside a cave and partially revives them with Amazon water. Aguirre agrees to bring Joaquin the arrowhead in exchange for lifting the curse when he finds the flowers. Joaquin diverts river water to flood the cave, which reanimates Aguirre and his conquistadors and infuses them with rainforest elements. The conquistadors attack the tribe and Aguirre stabs Frank through the heart. Lily flees with the arrowhead, chased by conquistadors, but the jungle vines pull them back to the river before they can catch her. To the Houghtons' amazement, an alive Frank soon reappears and reveals he is also a cursed conquistador. He helped search for the tree to save Aguirre's daughter but sided with the tribe against Aguirre's brutality. After years of endless fighting, Frank trapped his vengeful comrades in the cave away from the river, petrifying them. Failing to find the tree, Frank remained tied to the river, becoming a tour guide and building a village. Lily and Frank travel to La Luna Rota and discover a submerged temple containing the tree. Meanwhile, Joachim has captured MacGregor and forces him to reveal Lily's location. Frank, the Hotens, the Germans, and the conquistadors all converge at the tree. Discovering the arrowhead is a locket containing a red gem, Lily inserts the two pieces into carvings in the bark. The tree briefly blooms under the blood moon. As a fight ensues, Lily recovers one flower. The German soldiers drown, Joachim is crushed by a falling rock, and Frank crashes his boat into the temple to block the river, petrifying himself and the rest of the conquistadors to save Lily. Realizing her true feelings for Frank, Lily sacrifices the flower to lift the curse and restore his mortality. The moon's last beam blooms a single flower, which Lily takes for research. Returning to the village port, Frank sells his business and leaves the Amazon to be with Lily. Returning to Britain, Lily becomes a full professor at the University of Cambridge and sends MacGregor on her behalf to reject an invitation to join the Royal Society. Lily and Frank then explore London together as she teaches him how to drive a car. Cast: Dwayne Johnson as Frank Wolf/Francisco Lopez de Heredia, a shrewd and cynical but ultimately noble steamboat skipper who reluctantly agrees to guide two explorers on their quest for the mythical tree. He eventually reveals his true name and identity as Francisco, Aguirre's adopted brother and one of the cursed conquistadors, forever trapped by the Amazon River. He is a trained cartographer who has spent centuries searching for the tree to break the curse that made him immortal so he can die peacefully. Meanwhile, he has built a Town 6 and a boat he christened L'Aquila for his business under Jungle Navigation Company 7 while owning a series of tamed exotic cats as pets, each named Proxima. D.A. Emily Blunt as Dr. Lily Houghton. An eccentric, adventurous, and virtuous botanist working in a male-dominated field, who hopes to find the tree in order to harness its power for modern medicine. Possessing an ancient arrowhead and one of Frank's old maps of the Amazon 6, she proves she is resourceful and capable in martial arts and lock-picking skills 9 despite the fact that she cannot swim until Frank teaches her at La Luna Rota. She wants to prove herself equal to her chauvinistic peers but gains some notoriety for wearing trousers. 10. Édgar Ramírez as Aguirre. A Spanish conquistador who once sought the tree's power to save his ill daughter, only to be cursed with immortality for his cruelty towards its guardians. Temporarily freed by German explorers, he sets out to take revenge on his adopted brother, Frank, for turning on him. His partially decomposed body is now composed of an infestation of snakes and as such, he possesses the ability to convert part or all of his body into snakes. 11. Jack Whitehall as MacGregor Houghton. Lily's younger brother who works as her assistant. He confesses to Frank that the rest of their family disowned him after he was outed as being gay, following his third dismissal of marriage to a woman, prompting Lily to hire him so he could support himself. He has been loyal to her ever since. 12-13 as a somewhat foppish snob who adheres to proper etiquette and prefers wearing three-piece suits, he seems ill-suited to jungle life, but gradually develops into a more confident, rugged man by the end of the expedition. 14. Jesse Plemons as Prince Joachim. A deranged and ambitious German royal who finances and leads a military expedition with mercenaries to claim the Tree of Life, both to aid Germany's war effort and achieve immortality. 15. He receives aid from the cursed conquistadors after he frees them for his own interest, and communicates with them through their bees and snakes. 16-17. Paul Giamatti as Nilo Nemo Lotto. The harbor master at Nilo's River Adventure, Porto Velho 18 where Frank moors his boat. Nilo owns a Moluccan cockatoo named Rosita. He is also a business rival, and confiscates Frank's boat engine when Frank is unable to repay him alone with Rosita constantly quoting "Frank owes me money." 10. This leads Frank to wreck Nilo's prize boats in return. 19-20. Additionally, Veronica Falcon plays Trader Sam, the female chief of the Puka-Michina tribe in 1916-21-22 who is a longtime friend of Frank's and knows about the curse. The Puka-Michina tribe has a centuries-long history of guarding the tree, but Sam does not know the exact location herself until Lily shows her the arrowhead. 23. Dan Dargan Carter, Danny Rovira, and Quim Gutierrez play Aguirre's fellow conquistadors, as respectively, Gonzalo, whose partially decomposed body is composed of tree parts and vines, Sancho, whose is composed of honeycombs and the colonies of honeybees that ride on him, and Melcher, whose is composed of mud and the poison dart frogs that ride on him. The latter two conquistadors have the ability to dissolve into their constituent parts to rapidly move through the jungle, as well as maintain telepathic control of the creatures inhabiting their bodies. 2416 Andy Nyman plays Sir James Hobbs Coddington, the Royal Society's artifact handler who briefly helps Prince Joachim, while Rafael Alejandro plays Sekou, Frank's young assistant. 25. Other characters include the chief of the Pucamichana tribe in 1556, played by Pedro Lopez, who cursed the conquistadors, and his daughter, played by Sulam Calderon, who protects the artifact away from the jungle. 26 Also, stunt actor Ben Jenkin was on set for the motion capture of Proxima, Frank's devoted pet jaguar. She is one of a series of exotic South American cats rescued and trained by Frank that were all given the same name. Out of fear and later affectionately, McGregor nicknames her Murder Cat. 2728. References to the ride. Frank's puns are derived from the skipper's lines on the original theme park ride. 7 Lily's personality is inspired by Indiana Jones. 29 The boat is named after Mama Killa. 8 The cockatoo whose real name is Lover Girl is named after the singing bird Rosita at Disneyland's Enchanted Tiki Room. The film has several elements referencing Dr. Albert Falls, a fictional character at Disneyland who has discovered Schweitzer Falls and has founded the Jungle Navigation Company. 20. Production. Early versions. See also, Jungle Cruise. In December 2004, it was announced that Jungle Cruise would be developed for Mandeville Films, with a script by Josh Goldstein and John Norville. 30 Following the success of Pirates of the Caribbean, the film was to take place sometime in the 20th century and was loosely inspired by the theme park attraction of the same name which featured prominently in Disneyland's grand opening in 1955. 31-32 In 2006, Alfred Goff and Miles Miller were in talks to write the film. 33-34 In February 2011, it was announced that Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, who had previously worked together in the Toy Story franchise, would star in the long-gestating film, with a script to be written by Roger S. H. Schulman. 35. Pre-production. Jaume Collet-Serra, director of Jungle Cruise. In August 2015, it was announced that Walt Disney Pictures was revamping the film adaptation to star Dwayne Johnson. The previous script, originally written by Goldstein and Norville, would be rewritten by John Requa and Glenn Ficarra with the intention to harken back to its period roots. John Davis and John Fox signed on as producers. 36. Johnson, who did a lot of research before getting into the role. 37 announced in April 2017 that he would co-produce the film under his 7 Bucks Productions. 38 And he expressed his interest in having Patty Jenkins helm the project. 39 However, in July 2017, Jaume Collet-Serra was announced as the director of the film. 40 In January 2018, Michael Green was reported to have rewritten the script, previously worked on by J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. Also, Emily Blunt signed on. 41 As Johnson wanted her to be his co-star. 2 Blunt was paid between $8 to $10 million for her involvement. 42. Casting. Édgar Ramírez plays the role of Aguirre. In March 2018, an open casting call was made for the other characters in the film, including men and women of all ethnicities between ages 17 to 100 and children between 6 and 14 years old. 43. In the same month, Jack Whitehall was cast as the brother of Blunt's character. 44-45 6 months later, it was reported that he would have a coming-out scene in the film with Johnson. 12 This would be the second incidence of a gay character in a live-action Disney film, the first being Ellie Fu, portrayed by Josh Gad, in the 2017 adaptation of Beauty and the Beast. There was some backlash over the report, with some people online expressing anger over a straight man being cast as a camp gay character. 46. In April 2018, Édgar Ramírez and Jesse Plemons were added to the cast as villains, with the former being a man with a conquistador background. 47-48 In May, Paul Giamatti was cast to portray a crusty harbor master. 49 In June, Jaume Gutierrez joined the cast to portray one of the villains. 50 In July, it was announced that Veronica Falcon, Danny Rovira, and Andy Nyman had joined the cast. 51 Before Falcon was cast as Trader Sam, a role inspired by a male character at the theme park, it was discussed whether the role would be a male or a female character in the film. 52. Filming. The first span of the shoot began on May 16, 2018, in Hawaii. 53 Where a port town was set up at Kapea Reservoir, Kauai, near Wailua Falls. 54-55 The set took 1 month to scout, 2 months to design, and 4 months to build, dress, and landscape while being challenged by the flood rains. 56 Other shoot locations include the town of Lihu, the Kauai Plantation Railway, and Hulia Stream. 57 After 7 weeks, the shoot then moved for a major course at Whitehall Studios, Atlanta, where a pool was set up in a large tank like the river, as well as the jungle in it. 58 Some scenes were also filmed at the Oxford College of Emory University. 57. 239 feet 12 meters boats were built for easy logistics in filming at both the locations, revealed production designer Jean-Vincent Puzos. 59 Paco Delgado said that while some of the suits are original from the 20th century, the costumes for the main characters and the tribals were specially made for the film, for which he researched the cultures of different tribes in the Amazon. He said that Amelia Earhart was the inspiration for Blunt's costume. 60-61 Joel Harlow did makeup for 400 background characters to detail their appearance, whether with a sunburn or an insect bite. Also he made tattoo designs for 65 tribal characters. 62 Tanoi Reed and Miles Humphus were Johnson's stunt doubles while Lauren Shaw was Blunt's. 63. The film cinematographer Flavio Martinez Lebiano revealed that the blue screen technology was used. Magenta-tinted lights were used for a sequence of the tree. He also wanted to show colorful London in the summer, unlike many other films which depict London in winter when it's foggy and it's blue. 64-65 ARRI Alexa SXT Plus cameras were used, with specially designed Panavision C-series anamorphic lenses. 58-66 To shoot the underwater sequence, a puzzle set was built in the second tank, and then it was filled with water. Underwater cinematographer Ian Seabrook said that it took about 2 weeks to shoot simultaneously while the main cast was also busy shooting in the first tank, so the stunt doubles had to be present there too. He said that while Johnson was a strong swimmer, Blunt showed no fear despite being a novice in acting underwater. In any case, the water tank had emergency exits for her to the right and the left of the camera. The set had to be pulled out of the water by a crane, so he handheld the camera throughout. 66-67-68. Filming wrapped on September 14, 69 with about 95 days of principal photography. 64 A few reshoots took place before June 2019 70-71, which took 3 weeks in Atlanta. 24 Johnson shared that the film pays homage to the African Queen, Romancing the Stone, and Indiana Jones. 72. Post-production. Ethan Van der Ryn and Eric Edidal served as the sound designers, while Joel Negrin served as the film editor. 24 With DNEG 73 Industrial Light and Magic 74 Rodeo FX 75 Rising Sun Pictures 17 and Weta Digital 76 providing the visual effects, along with the third floor. 77 It took about a year in the post-production stage. 58 but was shut down in March 2020 due to the pandemic. However, it resumed in the summer and was completed in September 2020. 24. The color of the Amazon River is very distinctive. The water had to appear brown, but not dirty to reflect its organic nature. We also produced more than 200 varieties of trees and distributed them in a procedural way across the landscape in a manner consistent with how they occur in real life. Our widest shot includes more than 10 million trees, bushes, and other species. Malte Sarnes, VFX supervisor at RSP-17. After filming and before the post-production phase, the teams were sent to the Amazon rainforest, Brazil, and Costa Rica forest, where they recorded the actual surroundings, including pristine wildlife and hundreds of species of exotic birds, so the background effects library can be created for the film, using different types of microphones, including ambisonic and parabolic. 24-17-2 Alexa Minis, a drone, and several cameras were used for the reference photography and footage, which took about 3 weeks. 78. The port town, the water, and the jungle were all built on a limited scale and were extended through CGI to create backgrounds. Plate shots were also captured at the Colorado River. These were used to animate the turbulent and aerated water, so the boat can be animated running at 200 km per hour 120 miles per hour on the river as its journey is seen in the film. 78-79 The 3D team made such effects like light reflecting off the water, bugs flying around and dew glistening on leaves, so the film weather looks humid in the summer. 1778 The submarine was also digitally extended after it was shot in a tank. To visualize the explosions by torpedo, rubber, and wooden structures were used. 17. The big trick with that was the art directability of the boat, the speed of which you went through the rapids and what kind of splashes it made. I think with a sequence like that, it's so heavily buried in physics. And if you start to try and cheat those physics, which is what happens a lot of the time, then the simulation stuff all goes right out the window, and it breaks everything. Luke Miller, VFX supervisor at Weta Digital 79. To portray the character of Proxima, a stunt actor in a jaguar morph suit, as well as a stuffed toy, were on set. To animate it for the film, a collection of plates from Big Cats was used with most references taken from a female jaguar in San Diego Zoo, before its 3D modeling and sculpting, with details like a mark on her forehead, a folded over ear, and the muscle and skin system. Other animals were also observed to create its reaction to interactions. A pet cat also made an appearance as baby Proxima. 28-24-80 In sequences of the Pink River dolphins, each one was animated separately to build its own character. 81 While the piranhas were also created with CGI. 67-80. To animate the conquistadors, each character was built with different body parts to make it not completely human. Materials were gathered to study the actual movements of the snakes for the animation. 17 And the character was made serpentine, with sounds of the snake recorded from pressurized air releases. The frogs were recorded from Costa Rica forest for the mud guy, while honeycomb dripping sound was used for the beehive guy. The sounds of wood stress were used for the tree guy, whose character was completely animated except for some of his only facial expressions. Initially, there were ideas to explore more of the conquistadors with different characteristics, but these were settled on 4 only. 24-82. The scene for the Tree of Life was animated after taking inspiration from banyan trees, baobabs, Angkor Wat, and native South American trees to give it an ancient look. The branches were made in higher resolution to keep the tree very organic and verging on gnarled. The tree growth and petal variations were observed, and lighting balance was considered, in order to animate the exposing and reverting luminosity of the petals after merging different shots. 83 The sequence also contains fully digital characters. 82. Most of the environmental surroundings and water elements were built and animated on Houdini, while the greenery was developed on Speed Tree. 78-79-81. Music. Main article, Jungle Cruise, soundtrack. James Newton Howard composed the score of Jungle Cruise. Metallica also collaborated for an instrumental version of one of their tracks. In January 2019, it was announced that James Newton Howard joined the production as the film's score composer. 84 By August 2020, it was revealed that Metallica collaborated with Howard on an instrumental version of their song Nothing Else Matters for the film. According to the band's drummer, Lars Ulrich, Metallica worked on the film after Walt Disney Pictures president Sean Bailey felt like Jungle Cruise was the right fit for a collaboration between Disney and Metallica. Bailey had been always looking for the right match where there was a way that Metallica could contribute to some Disney project. 85 The band members recorded their parts from their individual studios, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 86. The score was recorded in February 2020 by a 99-person orchestra, with vocals provided by 40 members from the Los Angeles Master Chorale. In order to add a regional flavor, Howard incorporated panpipes and Brazilian percussion instruments. 86 Frequent Metallica collaborator Greg Fidelman served as associate producer and engineer. 87 The soundtrack album was released on July 30, 2021, by Walt Disney Records. 88. Release. Theatrical and streaming. Jungle Cruise had its world premiere at Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California, on July 24, 2021. 89 It was released in the United States on July 30, 2021, simultaneously in theaters and on Disney Plus with premiere access for $29.99. 90 It had a special screening on July 29, 2021, by D23 at El Capitan Theater. 91. Initially, it was slated for October 11, 2019, before being moved to July 24, 2020 92, and was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In May 2021, Disney announced that the film would be released simultaneously in theaters and on Disney Plus with premiere access, due to the continued closure of theaters in markets like Brazil and Europe as the SARS-CoV-2 Delta variant surged. 1993 This is the last Disney Plus premiere access release to date, with Disney mostly instituting a 45-day exclusive theatrical window before coming to stream. 94. It was also released in India on September 24, 95, and in China on November 12, 2021. 96. Home media. Jungle Cruise had a digital release on August 31 and it was released via 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD on November 16. This includes 11 deleted scenes, and 6 bonus featurettes. 97-98. It debuted atop the NPD VideoScan First Alert, ranking first in both the overall disc sales and Blu-ray sales. 55% of the sales came from Blu-ray, including 16% from 4K Blu-ray and 39% from traditional Blu-ray. 99 The following week it was displaced to the second position by F9 due to the discounts offered around Black Friday 100 while ranking first on Redbox's rental charts. 101 The third week saw it falling to the third rank in overall disc sales 102 while retaining its position on the Redbox rental charts. 103. Reception. PVOD viewership. In its opening weekend, Disney reported the film made $30 million from worldwide Disney Plus premiere sales, with Samba TV saying $23.3 million of it came from 770,000 U.S. households. 104 Through its first 10 days of release, Samba reported the film had been streamed in 1.5 million households for a running domestic premiere access gross of $44.98 million. 105 By the end of its first 30 days, the viewership had grown to 2.2 million households for an estimated revenue of $66 million. 3. After its release on disc, the film topped Redbox's digital chart for 2 consecutive weeks. 106 101 In the third week, it dropped to the 4th rank. 103 In January 2022, tech firm Akamai reported that Jungle Cruise was the 10th most pirated film of 2021. 107. Box office. Jungle Cruise grossed $117 million in the United States and Canada and $104 million in other territories for a worldwide total of $221 million. 4.5 with an estimated combined production and promotional cost of $362 million, the film needed to gross around $500 million worldwide in order to break even. 108. In the United States and Canada, Jungle Cruise was released alongside Stillwater and The Green Knight. It was projected to gross around $25 million from 4,310 theaters. 109. The film made $13.4 million on its first day, including $2.7 million from Thursday night previews. It went on to slightly overperform, debuting at $35 million to top the box office. 110. The opening was met with a polarized response from industry insiders, with some noting the film managed to finish above projections while others blamed the pandemic and simultaneous digital release for eating into possible grosses, with one financial insider telling Deadline Hollywood that the model diminishes the aggregate streaming revenue as well as cuts into a movie's theatrical gross. 104. 108. In its second weekend, the film fell 55% to $15.7 million, finishing second behind newcomer The Suicide Squad. 111. The film made $9 million in its third weekend, 112. $6.2 million in its fourth, 113 and $5 million in its fifth. 114. In other territories, the film debuted at $27.6 million from 47 markets, below its $40 million projections. Its largest markets were the UK, $3.2 million, France, $1.6 million, and South Korea, $1.2 million. 115. In its second weekend, the film made $15.1 million from 49 markets, with the top running totals being from the UK, $8.5 million, Russia, $5.9 million, France, $4.2 million, Japan, $4 million, and Saudi Arabia, $2.7 million. 116. In China, it earned $3.3 million during its debut weekend, ranking 5th on the box office charts. This was considered a disappointing opening by media outlets. 117. 118. In the following weekend, it fell to the 7th rank. 119. Critical response. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 62% of 348 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 6/10. The website's consensus reads, "Its craft isn't quite as sturdy as some of the classic adventures it's indebted to, but Jungle Cruise remains a fun, family-friendly voyage." 120. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 50 out of 100, based on 52 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 121 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A on an A+ to F scale, while Post-Track reported that 80% of audience members gave it a positive score, with 60% saying they would definitely recommend it. 104. Writing for Variety, Owen Gleiberman praised Johnson and Blunt's chemistry and said that the film is a little good old-fashioned and it pelts the audience with entertainment in such a lively yet bumptious way that at times you may wish you were wearing protective gear. 122. Corey Coleman and Martin Thomas of Double Toasted both gave it a relatively positive review, even going so far as to predict that other critics would negatively critique it simply because of its premise. However, they were both split on the portrayal of Jack Whitehall's character. While Thomas found it as a positive step forward for LGBT characters, Coleman found it somewhat campy and unnecessary. 123. Rolling Stone reviewer David Fear gave the film 2.5/5 stars and called it an attempt to sell the Magic Kingdom's vintage boat ride as the next big endless summer movie thing, adding that Blunt's tart apple crisp of a comic performance pairs nicely with Johnson's beefcake served with a side of ham. 124. In the New York Times, Jeanette Katsoulis wrote a negative review that the film is a soggy mess with a mostly unintelligible plot, adding that it exhibits a blatantly faux exoticism that feels as flat as the forced frisson between its two leads. 125 Writing for ABC News, reviewer Peter Travers commented that made up of spare parts from better movies and at over 2 hours in length, the film will be tough on short attention spans. However, he added that it is better than Haunted Mansion and Tomorrowland, other films based on Disney rides. Dwayne Douglas Johnson, born May 2, 1972, also known by his ring name The Rock, is an American actor, producer, and professional wrestler. He is signed to WWE, where he performs on a part-time basis. Widely regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, 6'7" Johnson was integral to the development and success of the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, during the Attitude Era. He wrestled for the WWF full-time for 8 years before pursuing an acting career. His films have grossed over $14.9 billion worldwide, making him one of the world's highest-grossing and highest-paid actors. 9, 10, 11 He is a co-owner of the United Football League. 12, 13, 14 A member of the board of directors of TKO Group Holdings, the parent company of UFC and WWE. 15, 16, 17 and co-founder of 7 Bucks Productions. 18. After accepting an athletic scholarship to play football at the University of Miami, Johnson was a member of the 1991 national championship team but was largely a backup player. 19 Despite aspirations to play professional football, he went undrafted in the 1995 NFL Draft, and briefly signed with the Calgary Stampeders before being cut in his first season. 20 In 1996, his father assisted in helping him secure a contract with the WWF. 1 Johnson quickly rose to global prominence, aided by a gimmick he employed as a charismatic trash talker. Johnson left the WWE in 2004, he returned in 2011 as a part-time performer until 2013 and made sporadic appearances from there on until his retirement in 2019-21. In 2023, he returned once again on a part-time basis. A 10-time world champion including the promotion's first of African-American descent. 22 He is also a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, a 5-time Tag Team Champion, the 2000 Royal Rumble winner, and WWE's 6th Triple Crown Champion. Johnson headlined multiple pay-per-view events, including WWE's flagship event WrestleMania 6 times, 15, 16, 17, 28, 29, and 40, Night 1, which includes the most bought professional wrestling pay-per-view, WrestleMania 28, and main event the most watched episodes of WWE's flagship television series, Raw and SmackDown. 23-24. Johnson's first film role was in The Mummy Returns, 2001. The next year, he played his first leading role in the action fantasy film The Scorpion King. He has since starred in family films The Game Plan, 2007, Race to Witch Mountain, 2009, Tooth Fairy, 2010, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, 2017, Jumanji, The Next Level, 2019, and Jungle Cruise, 2021, and the action films Journey to The Mysterious Island, 2012, G.I. Joe, Retaliation, 2013, Hercules, 2014, Skyscraper, 2018, San Andreas, 2015, and Rampage, 2018. He also starred in the action comedy films Get Smart, 2008, Central Intelligence, 2016, Baywatch, 2017, and Red Notice, 2021. His role as Luke Hobbs in the Fast and Furious films, beginning with Fast 5, 2011, helped the franchise become one of the highest grossing in film. 25 He joined the DC Extended Universe by playing the title role in Black Adam, 2022. 26 He has also voiced Maui in the Disney animated film Moana, 2016, and its sequel Moana 2, 2024, and will reprise the role in the 2026 live-action remake. Johnson produced and starred in the HBO comedy drama series Ballers, 2015 to 2019, 27, and the autobiographical sitcom Young Rock, 2021 to 2023. His autobiography, The Rock Says, was released in 2000 and was a New York Times bestseller. 2829 in 2016 and 2019, Time named him as one of the world's most influential people. 3031. Early life and education. As a senior at Freedom High School in Bethlehem Township, Pennsylvania, Johnson was a member of the school's football, track and field, and wrestling teams when, he says, his thought process started to change. That's when I started thinking about goals and what I wanted to accomplish. Johnson was born in Hayward, California 3233 on May 2, 1972, 34, the son of former professional wrestler Rocky Johnson, born Wade Douglas Bowles, 3536, and Matanyafigai Maliata Adafida Semanu, née Mabia. 3738. Growing up, he briefly lived in Grey Lynn in Auckland, New Zealand, with his mother's family. 39, where he played rugby. 40, and attended Richmond Road Primary School before returning to the U.S. 39. Dwayne's father, Rocky Johnson. Johnson's father was a black Nova Scotian with a small amount of Irish ancestry. 41, 42, 43, and his mother is Samoan. 44, 45, 46. His father and Tony Atlas were the first black tag team champions in WWE history, in 1983. 47, 48. Johnson's uncle Ricky was also a wrestler. 49. His mother is the adopted daughter of Peter Mavia, who was also a professional wrestler. 50. Johnson's maternal grandmother Leah was one of the first female pro wrestling promoters, taking over Polynesian Pacific Pro Wrestling after her husband's death in 1982 and managing it until 1988. 51, 52. Through his maternal grandfather Mavia, Johnson is a non-blood relative of the Anoa'i wrestling family. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. In 2008, he inducted his father and grandfather into the WWE Hall of Fame. 58. Johnson attended Montclair Elementary School in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then moved to Hamden, Connecticut, where he attended Shepherd Glen Elementary School and then Hamden Middle School. 59-60. He attended President William McKinley High School in Honolulu and then Glencliff High School and McGavock High School, both in Nashville, Tennessee, and then Freedom High School in Bethlehem Township, Pennsylvania, in the Lehigh Valley region of the state, where he graduated in 1990. 61. At Freedom High School, Johnson initially struggled and was drawn into a culture of conflict and petty crime. By age 17, he had been arrested several times for fighting, theft, and check fraud, and was suspended 2 weeks for fighting. 62. An article in the local newspaper labeled him a troubled teenager with a history of run-ins with police. But Freedom High School football coach Jody Quick saw athletic potential in Johnson, and recruited him to join the school's football team, where he played defensive tackle, an experience that proved to be a significant personal transformation for Johnson. My thought process started to change. That's when I started thinking about goals and what I wanted to accomplish, he has since said about his high school football experience. 19. In addition to playing football, Johnson also was a member of Freedom High School's track and field and wrestling teams. 35. By his senior year at Freedom High School, Johnson had played only 2 years of football, but was offered a full athletic scholarship offer from the University of Miami, whose football program was beginning to emerge as one of the nation's top-level NCAA Division I teams. 19. Football career. College career. Dwayne Johnson. Number 94, Miami Hurricanes. Position defensive tackle. Height 6 feet 5 in, 1.96 m. Career information. High school Freedom High School, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. College, Miami, FL, 1990 to 1994. Awards and highlights. National champion, 1991. As he did in high school, Johnson continued to play defensive tackle at the University of Miami, where he was a member of the Miami Hurricanes 1991 team, which won that year's national championship. 63-35. Despite playing 4 years there, however, Johnson found himself behind elite players on the depth chart, including future NFL star and Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee Warren Sapp, and appeared mostly in backup roles. 64-65. In his time at Miami, Johnson played in 39 games with 1 start. He recorded 4.5 sacks and 77 tackles. 65. In 1995, Johnson graduated with a Bachelor of General Studies and a dual major in Criminology and Physiology. 3. He was also one of the university's most prolific student speakers in the Miami area community, frequently delivering positive messages about his own struggles and encouraging students to remain in school and avoid the dangers of drug use. 66. Canadian Football League. After graduating, Johnson was signed by the Calgary Stampeders of the Canadian Football League. Calgary moved him from defensive tackle to linebacker. He was assigned to Calgary's practice roster, but was cut 2 months into Calgary's 1995 season. 35-67-68. Professional wrestling career. Early career, 1996. Part of a series on professional wrestling. History. Notable promotions. Notable men. Notable women. Notable tag teams and stables. By region. Styles. Concepts. Culture. Media outlets. Controversies. Lists. Related topics. Vid. After being cut by Calgary, Johnson began his professional wrestling career the next year, in 1996. 35. Veteran wrestler Pat Patterson secured several tryout matches for Johnson with the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, in 1996. Wrestling at first under his real name, Johnson defeated the Brooklyn Brawler at a house show on March 10, 69 and lost matches to Chris Candido and Owen Hart. 39. After wrestling at Jerry Lawler's United States Wrestling Association under the name Flex Kavanaugh and winning the USWA Tag Team Championship twice with his partner Bart Sawyer in the summer of 1996, Johnson was signed to a WWF contract. He received additional training from Tom Pritchard, alongside H.M. Albrecht and Mark Henry. 539. World Wrestling Federation / World Wrestling Entertainment. Intercontinental Champion, 1996 to 1997. Johnson made his WWF debut as Rocky Maivia, a combination of his father and grandfather's ring names, although announcers acknowledged his real name. 70. He was initially reluctant to take this ring name but was persuaded by Vince McMahon and Jim Ross. 52-71. He was given the nickname the Blue Chipper, and to play up his lineage, he was hyped as the WWF's first third-generation wrestler. To a clean-cut face character, Maivia was pushed heavily from the start despite his wrestling inexperience. He debuted on Monday Night Raw as a member of Mark Marrow's entourage on November 4, 1996. 72. His first match came at Survivor Series on November 17, in an 8-man elimination tag match. He was the sole survivor and eliminated the final 2 members of the opposing team, Crush and Goldust. 73. On February 13, 1997, he won the Intercontinental Championship from Hunter Hearst Helmsley on a Thursday edition of Monday Night Raw. 74-75-76. Maivia then successfully defended the title against Helmsley at In Your House 13, Final 4 on February 16. Johnson's first WrestleMania match came at WrestleMania 13 on March 23, where he was victorious in his Intercontinental Championship defense against the Sultan. WWF fans started to reject his character and push from the company. 77. He defeated Bret Hart by disqualification in a title defense on the March 31 episode of Raw is War. 78. Behind the scenes, Hart mentored Johnson for his first year in WWF 79 and refused to be booked to take the title from him. 80. On April 20, at In Your House 14, Revenge of the Taker, he lost to Savio Vega by countout but retained the title. Audiences became increasingly hostile toward Maivia, with chants of "Die, Rocky," "Die" and "Rocky sucks" being heard during his matches. 152. After losing the Intercontinental Championship to Owen Hart on the April 28 episode of Raw is War 81, Maivia suffered a legitimate knee injury in a match against Mankind in June and spent several months recovering. 1. Nation of Domination, 1997 to 1998. See also, Nation of Domination. Upon returning in August, Maivia turned heel by lashing out at fans who had been booing him and joining Farouk, D'Lo Brown, and Kama in the stable called the Nation of Domination. 82. He then refused to acknowledge the Rocky Maivia name, instead referring to himself in the third person as The Rock, though he would still be billed as The Rock Rocky Maivia until 1998. The Rock would then regularly insult the audience, WWF performers, and interviewers in his promos. 82. At D-Generation X, In Your House on December 7, Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated The Rock in under 6 minutes to retain the Intercontinental Championship. 83. The next night on Raw is War, Austin was ordered by Mr. McMahon to defend the title in a rematch, but forfeited it to The Rock instead, handing him the title belt before hitting him with the Stone Cold Stunner. 84-85. The Rock feuded with Austin and Ken Shamrock through the end of 1997 and beginning of 1998. 86-87. On January 19, 1998, at the Royal Rumble, The Rock defeated Shamrock by disqualification to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Later that night, he entered the Royal Rumble match and lasted until the final two before he was eliminated by Stone Cold Steve Austin. On March 29, at WrestleMania 14, he defeated Shamrock by disqualification once again to retain the title. The next night, on Raw is War, The Rock debuted a new Intercontinental Championship design and would later overthrow Farouk as leader of the Nation of Domination to spark a feud between the two. He then successfully defended the Intercontinental Championship against Farouk at Over the Edge, In Your House on May 31. The stable would then refer to themselves as simply The Nation. 88. The Rock and The Nation then feuded with Triple H and D-Generation X, DX, with the two stable leaders first meeting in the quarter-final of the 1998 King of the Ring tournament, which The Rock won. At King of the Ring on June 28, The Rock defeated Dan Severn in the semi-final match and lost to rival Ken Shamrock in the final. The Rock then resumed his feud with Triple H, as the two had a 2 out of 3 falls match at Fully Loaded, In Your House on July 26 for the Intercontinental Championship, which The Rock retained in controversial fashion. 89. This led to a ladder match at SummerSlam on August 30, where The Rock lost the title to Triple H. 90. In the latter half of 1998, The Rock saw a big uptick in fan support. He also started consolidating his famous persona during this time, which would last until 2000. 91. His popularity caused him to be booked in a feud with fellow Nation members Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown, turning babyface in the process. Henry defeated The Rock at Judgment Day, In Your House on October 18 after interference from Brown, effectively breaking up the stable. 92-93. WWF Champion and Rise to Superstardom, 1998 to 2000. See also, The Corporation and Rock and Sock Connection. As part of The Corporation, The Rock feuded with Stone Cold Steve Austin and stole Austin's personalized WWF Championship and his Smoking Skull belt. The Rock was then entered into the Deadly Game tournament for the vacant WWF Championship. The finals occurred at Survivor Series on November 15, where The Rock defeated Vince McMahon's associate, Mankind, to win his first WWF Championship. 94-95. A double turn then occurred as The Rock turned heel again after allying with Vince and Shane McMahon as the crown jewel of their stable, The Corporation, after the McMahons betrayed Mankind. 94-96. On December 13, at the pay-per-view named after him, Rock Bottom, In Your House, The Rock had a rematch with Mankind for the WWF Championship. Mankind appeared to win the match when The Rock passed out to the mandible claw submission move, but Vince McMahon ruled that since The Rock did not tap out, he retained his title. 96-97. In the main event of the January 4, 1999, episode of Raw is War, Mankind defeated The Rock for the championship after interference from Stone Cold Steve Austin. 98. Then at the Royal Rumble on January 24, The Rock regained the title in an I Quit match, a type of submission match that only ends if one of the combatants says I quit on a microphone. Intended to show a vicious streak in The Rock's character, The Rock hit Mankind in the head with a steel chair 11 times instead of the scripted 5 shots, already being risky. Most wrestling matches in the Attitude Era involving steel chairs had at most 2 or 3 shots to the head. After the 5th shot, Mankind was still ringside instead of 2/3 up the entrance ramp where he was supposed to be, and after the 11th shot, which knocked Mankind out, a recording of Mankind saying I quit from an earlier interview was played over the public address system. 99-100. On January 31, during an episode of Sunday Night Heat, The Rock and Mankind participated in an empty arena match, a match that took place in an arena with 22,000 empty seats where any part of the facility could be used to contest the match. After 20 minutes of chaotic brawling in the ring, the stands, a kitchen, the catering area, an office, the arena corridors and finally a basement loading area, Mankind pinned The Rock using a forklift truck to win the WWF Championship. 101. The two faced off again, at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, in Your House on February 14, in a last man standing match which ended in a draw, meaning Mankind retained the title. Their feud ended on the February 15 Raw is War, when The Rock won his third WWF Championship in a ladder match after a debuting Big Show interfered on his behalf. 102-103. The Rock then lost the WWF Championship to Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 15 on March 28. 104. The Rock's popularity was fueled by his charisma and speaking abilities, which led to many catchphrases and merchandising opportunities. The Rock's popularity continued to grow and audiences still cheered for him even though he was a heel. He then lost the title rematch against Stone Cold Steve Austin at Backlash, in Your House on April 25. 105. The next night on Raw is War, The Rock was fired from the corporation after he was betrayed by Shane McMahon, turning him face again and starting a feud with Triple H, The Undertaker, and the corporate ministry. On April 29, 1999, WWF aired the pilot episode of SmackDown, a term derived from one of The Rock's catchphrases. In the episode, The Rock continued his feud with the corporate ministry. This led to a match with Triple H, at Over the Edge on May 23, which The Rock won 106, and a match for the WWF Championship against The Undertaker, at King of the Ring on June 27, which The Rock lost. 107. The Rock then lost a number 1 contenders match to Triple H, at Fully Loaded on July 25, after interference from Mr. Ass Billy Gunn. 108. The Rock then defeated Gunn in a Kiss My Ass match at SummerSlam on August 22. The Rock was also given the privilege of having his own signature match, like The Undertaker with the Buried Alive match, Kane with the Inferno match and Mankind with the Boiler Room Brawl. The Brahma Bull Rope match, a variant of a strap match, was a normal singles match where the components are tied together with a rope used for cattle farming, and the rope and its attached cowbell could both be used as weapons. The Rock contested this match twice, both times in Texas, vs Triple H in Dallas, and vs Al Snow in Houston. 109. Shortly after SummerSlam, The Rock began teaming with former opponent Mankind and the two became known as the Rock and Sock Connection. 110. They became WWF Tag Team Champions for the first time after defeating The Undertaker and Big Show for the titles on the August 30 episode of Raw is War. 111-112. The two performed a number of critically acclaimed comedic skits together, including one called This Is Your Life, which saw Mankind bring parody versions of people from The Rock's past on television, such as his high school girlfriend and his high school football coach, only to have The Rock insult them. The segment earned an 8.4 Nielsen rating, one of the highest ratings ever for a Raw segment. 113 The two lost the titles back to Undertaker and Big Show on the September 9th episode of SmackDown, and won them back from them on the September 20th episode of Raw is War. 115 The Rock and Mankind then lost the titles to the New Age Outlaws on the very next episode of SmackDown. 116 The Rock and Mankind would win the tag titles for the third and final time after beating the New Age Outlaws on the October 14th episode of SmackDown, before losing the titles to the Holly Cousins on the October 18th episode of Raw is War. 118 At the Royal Rumble on January 23, 2000, The Rock entered the Royal Rumble match and was one of the final two remaining, along with Big Show. In an attempt at a false finish, Big Show intended to throw The Rock over the top rope in a running powerslam-like position, before The Rock countered the move on the ring apron, sending Big Show to the floor before re-entering the ring as the winner. 119 But The Rock's feet accidentally hit the floor during the reversal attempt, though those watching the event on television did not see that. This was played up in the storyline as Big Show provided additional video footage showing it and claimed to be the rightful winner. The Rock's #1 contendership for the WWF Championship was then put on the line against Big Show at No Way Out on February 27, which Big Show won after Shane McMahon interfered. 120 The Rock then defeated Big Show on the March 13th episode of Raw is War, to regain the right to face the WWF Champion, Triple H, at WrestleMania 2000 on April 2nd, in a fatal four-way elimination match, also including Big Show and Mick Foley. 122 Each wrestler had a McMahon in his corner. Triple H had his wife, Stephanie, Foley had Linda, The Rock had Vince and Big Show had Shane. 123 The Rock lasted until the final two but was eliminated by Triple H after Vince betrayed him by hitting him with a chair. 124 Due to his image at the time, a Magic, the Gathering deck archetype was named after him. 125 Record-breaking world champion, 2000 to 2002. The Rock as the WWF Champion in 2000. In the following weeks, The Rock continued his feud with Triple H and eventually won his fourth WWF Championship, which he won on April 30th, at Backlash, after Stone Cold Steve Austin intervened on his behalf. 127 The following night on Raw is War, The Rock successfully defended his title against Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. On May 21st, at Judgment Day, The Rock faced Triple H in an Iron Man match with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. 128 With the score tied at 5 falls each, and with seconds left on the time limit, The Rock was disqualified when The Undertaker attacked Triple H, thus giving Triple H the 6-5 win and the title. 129 The Rock won the WWF Championship for a fifth time at King of the Ring on June 25 by scoring the winning pin in a six-man tag team match, teaming with Kane and The Undertaker against Shane McMahon, Triple H, and Vince McMahon, whom he pinned. 131 The Rock successfully defended the championship against Chris Benoit on July 23 at Fully Loaded. The next month, he successfully defended his title against Kurt Angle and Triple H at SummerSlam on August 27. The Rock had another successful title defense against Benoit, Kane, and The Undertaker on September 24 at Unforgiven. 132. The Rock then lost the WWF Championship to Kurt Angle at No Mercy on October 22, 2000. 133 The next month, The Rock feuded with Ricochet and defeated him at Survivor Series on November 19. 134 The Rock wrestled a six-man Hell in a Cell match for the WWF Championship at Armageddon on December 10, which Angle won to retain the title. 135 On the December 18 episode of Raw is War, The Rock won the WWF Tag Team Championship with The Undertaker, defeating Edge and Christian, before losing the titles back to Edge and Christian the next night at a SmackDown taping. 136 The Rock continued to feud with Angle over the WWF Championship, culminating at No Way Out on February 25, 2001, where he pinned Angle to win the WWF Championship for a sixth time. 137-138 The Rock then feuded with the Royal Rumble winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin, whom he lost the title to at WrestleMania X7 on April 1 after Austin allied with Vince McMahon, who interfered on his behalf. 104 On the next night's Raw is War, during a steel cage title rematch, Triple H attacked The Rock, allying with McMahon and Austin and helping Austin retain the championship. 139 Austin and Triple H then formed a tag team called the Power Trip. 140 While The Rock was indefinitely suspended in storyline, Johnson used this time off to act in The Scorpion King. The Rock taunting Rob Van Dam at ringside at WWF Raw, October 2001. The Rock returned in late July when the WWF was feuding with rival promotions World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW, during what is known as the Invasion storyline. In reality, WCW was purchased by Vince McMahon and the WWF, and ECW had gone out of business in early 2001. Many former WCW and ECW wrestlers were then brought onto WWF television and formed the Alliance to compete with the WWF in storyline. The Alliance and Vince McMahon then both attempted to persuade The Rock to join their team. The Rock then aligned with McMahon and the WWF. The next month, The Rock defeated Booker T at SummerSlam on August 19 to win the WCW Championship for the first time. 141-142 He later lost the title to Chris Jericho at No Mercy on October 21. 143-144 The next night on Raw, he teamed with Jericho to win the WWF Tag Team Championship from the Dudley Boyz. The two then lost the tag titles to Booker T and Test on the November 1, 2001, episode of SmackDown. 145 The Rock defeated Jericho on the November 5 episode of Raw for his second WCW Championship. 146. As part of the WWF's battle against the Alliance, The Rock wrestled in a winner-takes-all 5-on-5 elimination tag team match at Survivor Series on November 18 where the losing team's company would be dissolved in storyline. He was a member of Team WWF along with Chris Jericho, The Undertaker, Kane, and Big Show. The Alliance's team consisted of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, Booker T, Rob Van Dam, and Shane McMahon. In the end, it came down to a one-on-one between The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Rock seemed to have the upper hand, until his teammate Jericho entered the ring and attacked The Rock. Austin tried to capitalize on this by pinning The Rock, but Kurt Angle revealed his true allegiance by attacking Austin. The Rock then pinned Austin, giving Team WWF the victory and forcing the Alliance to disband. The Rock's WCW Championship was renamed the Unbranded World Championship following the Alliance's loss. 147 At the next pay-per-view, Vengeance on December 9, The Rock lost the World Championship to Jericho, who would then unify the WWF and World titles later that night. 148 The Rock then unsuccessfully challenged Jericho for the now undisputed WWF Championship at Royal Rumble on January 20, 2002. 149. The Rock doing his signature pose before wrestling Hulk Hogan, bottom right, at WrestleMania X8, March 2002. At the next pay-per-view, No Way Out on February 17, The Rock defeated The Undertaker in a singles match. The event also saw the WWF debut of the famed WCW faction New World Order, NWO, which at the time consisted of Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. 150 This later led to a match between The Rock and Hogan at WrestleMania X8 on March 17. The match was billed as icon versus icon, with both men representing the top tier of two generations of wrestling. Ultimately, The Rock pinned Hogan at WrestleMania X8 to win the match. 151. Despite The Rock portraying a heroic character and Hogan a villain, a portion of the crowd attending the Skydome was rooting heavily for Hogan. 152. 153. In an interview in 2013, Hogan said he and The Rock changed the style of the match on the fly based on the crowd's response. 154. After the introduction of the first ever brand extension, the WWF held a draft lottery on the March 25, 2002, episode of Raw. The Rock was the #1 overall pick, going to the SmackDown brand before taking a sabbatical from wrestling. 155. The Rock made a surprise return on a June episode of Raw before going to his assigned brand of SmackDown. There, he was named the #1 contender for the WWE Undisputed Championship, which he won for a record-setting 7th time at Vengeance on July 21, by defeating Kurt Angle and then champion The Undertaker in a triple threat match. 156. 157. The Rock successfully defended the title at the Global Warning event on August 10 against Triple H and Brock Lesnar after pinning Triple H. 158. On August 25, at SummerSlam, The Rock lost the WWE Undisputed Championship to Lesnar along with the record for the youngest WWE champion, which he had set in 1998. 159. In 2018, writing for ESPN.com, Sean Coyle noted in a retrospective review of the event, that following his victory over Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania X8, The Rock started to see a dip in fan support, and that dip turned into a plunge by the time The Rock had his match with Lesnar at SummerSlam because fans knew he was leaving WWE to pursue an acting career. 160. As evidenced by the negative crowd response during his match with Lesnar. 161. After SummerSlam ended, The Rock was visibly angry at the crowd reaction. When he tried to do a post-show speech for the crowd, the fans booed him. He eventually cut a short promo, declaring that Sing Along with The Rock is over. 162. The Rock then took time off to kickstart his acting career. 163. Hollywood Rock, 2003. The Rock defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin, left, in Austin's final match at WrestleMania 19 in March 2003. The Rock returned on the January 30, 2003, episode of SmackDown, to set up another match with Hulk Hogan at No Way Out on February 23. 164. Because of negative fan reaction during previous matches as a result of his budding acting career, The Rock turned heel. He also started a new persona that has been called Hollywood Rock, with a new look and a shaved head. 165. 166. The Rock defeated Hogan at No Way Out before moving to the Raw brand. 167. There, he had various small feuds, including one with the Hurricane. 168. He also began performing rock concerts, segments in which he played the guitar and mocked WWE performers and fans in song. 169. After failing to win a #1 contendership for the World Heavyweight Championship, The Rock went into another program with Stone Cold Steve Austin. This led to a match at WrestleMania 19 on March 30, which called back to their previous two WrestleMania encounters, both of which Austin had won. 170. The Rock won after delivering 3 consecutive rock bottoms, ending their long-running rivalry in what turned out to be Austin's final match, until WrestleMania 38. 171. The next night, Raw was billed as the Rock Appreciation Night, in honor of his victory over Austin. That night, he was attacked by a debuting Goldberg. 172. At Backlash on April 27, Goldberg defeated The Rock, who then briefly left WWE to film Walking Tall. 173. Final feuds and departure, 2003 to 2004. On the June 2 episode of Raw, The Rock joined the highlight reel and attacked Christian and Chris Jericho with Booker T, turning face once again. 174 He would later return on the December 8th episode of Raw to help Mick Foley against La Resistance. In 2004, The Rock aided Mick Foley in his feud against Evolution 175, leading to a reunion of The Rock and Sock Connection. They lost against Ric Flair, Randy Orton, and Batista in a handicap match at WrestleMania XX on March 14, 2004, when Orton pinned Foley after an RKO. 176 This was Johnson's final wrestling match until November 2011. The Rock appeared in WWE sporadically following WrestleMania XX. He made returns to provide support for Eugene against Jonathan Coachman and made a cameo in his hometown of Miami, where he confronted Randy Orton. On the August 23 episode of Raw, he hosted a pie-eating contest, as part of the WWE Diva Search, and ended the segment by giving Coachman a people's elbow. The Rock's contract with WWE then ended and he started his full-time acting career. 177. Non-wrestling appearances, 2007 to 2009. On March 12, 2007, The Rock appeared on a WWE show after nearly 3 years, via a pre-taped promo shown during Raw. He correctly predicted that Bobby Lashley would defeat Umaga at WrestleMania 23 in Donald Trump's and Vince McMahon's Battle of the Billionaires hair versus hair match. 178 On March 29, 2008, Johnson inducted his father Rocky Johnson and grandfather Peter Maivia into the WWE Hall of Fame. 179 His next appearance was through a pre-taped promo on October 2, 2009, during the Decade of SmackDown. 180. Independent Circuit, 2009. On September 30, 2009, The Rock appeared at a World Extreme Wrestling (WXW) show to support the professional wrestling debut of Sirona Snuka, the daughter of his longtime friend and mentor Jimmy Snuka. 181. Return to WWE. Feud with John Cena, 2011 to 2013. The Rock in the ring as WrestleMania XXVII host, April 2011. On February 14, 2011, The Rock was announced as the host of WrestleMania XXVII on April 3, 2011, appearing live on Raw. During a lengthy promo, he addressed the fans and started a feud with John Cena. 182-183 After numerous appearances via satellite, The Rock appeared live on the Raw before WrestleMania XXVII to confront Cena. After he and Cena exchanged insults, The Miz and Alex Riley appeared and attacked The Rock. He fended off Miz and Riley, only for Cena to blindside him with an attitude adjustment. 184. The Rock and John Cena left on Raw, agreeing to a match at WrestleMania XXVII 1 year in advance. On April 3, at WrestleMania XXVII, The Rock opened the show by cutting a promo. After appearing in numerous backstage segments, The Rock came to ringside to restart the main event between Cena and The Miz as a no disqualification match, after it had ended in a double countout. As revenge for the attitude adjustment Cena had given him on Raw, The Rock hit Cena with the Rock Bottom, allowing The Miz to pin him and retain the WWE Championship. After the match, The Rock attacked The Miz and hit him with the People's Elbow. 185 The next night on Raw, The Rock and Cena agreed to a match at WrestleMania XXVII the next year. They then worked together to fend off an attack by the Core, which at the time consisted of Wade Barrett, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, and Ezekiel Jackson. 186. The Rock appeared live on Raw in his hometown of Miami to celebrate his 39th birthday. 187 On September 16, WWE announced The Rock would wrestle in a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series tag team match, teaming with Cena at Survivor Series in November. 188 But on the October 24 episode of Raw Super Show, Cena instead suggested The Rock be his partner in a standard tag team match against The Miz and R-Truth, a team called Awesome Truth 189, which Rock agreed to the next week. 190 on November 14th, during the special Raw Gets Rocked, The Rock appeared live, delivering rock bottoms to Mick Foley, who had been hosting a This Is Your Lifestyle segment for Cena, and later both members of Awesome Truth. 191 The Rock and Cena defeated Awesome Truth on November 20th at Survivor Series, when The Rock pinned The Miz. After the match, The Rock gave Cena a rock bottom. 192. The Rock celebrating his victory at WrestleMania XXVIII, April 2012. Leading up to WrestleMania, The Rock and Cena had several verbal confrontations on Raw Super Show. 193-194 On the March 12, 2012, episode of Raw Super Show, The Rock hosted his first rock concert segment since 2004, mocking Cena in his songs. 195 On April 1st, at WrestleMania XXVIII, The Rock defeated Cena in the main event after countering Cena's attempt at a people's elbow into a rock bottom and pinning Cena. 196 This event broke the record for biggest professional wrestling pay-per-view parade. The following night on Raw Super Show, The Rock praised Cena, calling their match an honor. He then vowed to once again become WWE Champion. 195. On July 23, at Raw 1000, The Rock announced he would wrestle for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. During the show, he encountered then reigning WWE Champion CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and John Cena, all of whom expressed a desire to face him. The Rock later saved Cena from an assault by Big Show, only to be laid out by CM Punk. 197 On the January 7, 2013, episode of Raw, The Rock returned to confront his Royal Rumble opponent CM Punk. 198 On January 11, he made his first SmackDown appearance in 10 years, getting into an altercation with Team Rhodes Scholars, resulting in him delivering a rock bottom to Damian Sandow and a people's elbow to Cody Rhodes. 199 The Rock closed out the 20th anniversary episode of Raw, on January 14, with one of his rock concerts, leading to a brawl with CM Punk. 200 The following week on Raw, The Rock was attacked by The Shield. Vince McMahon then asserted that if The Shield attacked The Rock in his title match with CM Punk, Punk would be stripped of the WWE Championship. 201. The Rock revealing the brand new WWE Championship design on WWE Raw, February 2013. On January 27, at the Royal Rumble, CM Punk would seemingly defeat The Rock after the arena lights went out and someone attacked The Rock. Vince McMahon then came out and was about to strip Punk of the championship. However, at The Rock's request, he instead restarted the match. This culminated in The Rock defeating Punk to win his 8th WWE Championship. 202 Punk received a title rematch with The Rock, at Elimination Chamber on February 17, 2013, with the added stipulation that if The Rock was disqualified or counted out, he would still lose the WWE Championship. The Rock would pin Punk to defeat him and retain the championship. 203 The following night on Raw, The Rock unveiled a new WWE Championship design, with a different center plate and removable customizable side plates which had his Brahma Bull logo. 204 The Rock then resumed his rivalry with John Cena, who won that year's Royal Rumble to set up a rematch of the previous WrestleMania match between the two at WrestleMania 29, only this time with the WWE Championship on the line. 205-206. On April 7, at WrestleMania 29, The Rock lost the WWE Championship to Cena, ending his reign at 70 days. 207 Despite being advertised for Raw after WrestleMania, where it was stated that The Rock was still entitled a rematch for the WWE Championship. 208 The Rock did not appear because of a real injury sustained during his match with Cena, in which his abdominal and adductor tendons tore from his pelvis. 209 Johnson underwent surgery on April 23 to reattach the torn tendons. 210 post-surgery, it made his abdomen look far less muscular than the rest of his body, notably his arms. 211 part-time appearances, 2014 to 2023. The Rock, right, confronts Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania XXX, April 2014. In April 2014, The Rock appeared in the opening segment of WrestleMania XXX along with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan. 212 on the October 6th episode of Raw, The Rock made a surprise appearance to confront Rusev and Lana. This resulted in The Rock clearing Rusev from the ring. On the 15th anniversary of SmackDown on October 10th, The Rock would make an appearance in a backstage segment, where he and Triple H would reminisce on their past feud. 213. The Rock appeared at the 2015 Royal Rumble event on January 25, 2015, during the main event match, where he helped his relative Roman Reigns fend off Big Show and Kane after Reigns eliminated them from the match. Reigns then won the match and The Rock endorsed him in the ring. 214, 215, 216 The Rock appeared at WrestleMania 31 on March 29, 2015, alongside Ronda Rousey, getting into an in-ring altercation with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Rock and Rousey prevailed after he attacked Triple H and she overpowered McMahon. 217 On June 27, The Rock appeared at a live event in Boston, where he confronted Bo Dallas and gave him a rock bottom. 218. The Wyatt family confronting The Rock at WrestleMania 32, April 2016. On the January 25, 2016, episode of Raw, The Rock was in a segment that saw him converse with The Miz, Big Show, Lana, and Rusev before he and his relatives, the Usos, got into an altercation with then WWE Tag Team Champions, The New Day. 219 The Rock appeared at WrestleMania 32 on April 3, 2016, where he announced that WWE had broken the all-time WrestleMania attendance record before being interrupted by the Wyatt family. The Rock got into a verbal back and forth with Bray Wyatt before having an impromptu match with Wyatt family member Eric Rowan. The Rock won after giving Rowan a rock bottom and pinning him in 6 seconds, which set the record for the fastest win in WrestleMania history. The Rock was then aided by a returning John Cena to fend off Wyatt, Rowan, and Braun Strowman. 220. On the February 20, 2017, episode of Raw, The Rock made an untelevised appearance after the broadcast had gone off the air, where he promoted and filmed a scene for his then upcoming film Fighting with My Family. 221 On August 3, 2019, The Rock officially announced his retirement from professional wrestling. 222 On September 30, 2019, after weeks of speculation, The Rock announced that he would appear on SmackDown's 20th anniversary on October 4, 2019, marking his first appearance on SmackDown since October 2014 and his first televised appearance since April 2016. 223 At the event, he cut a promo with Becky Lynch before they were interrupted by King Corbin. After attacking Corbin, The Rock and Lynch celebrated in the ring. 224. On September 15, 2023, The Rock made a surprise return to SmackDown, in a segment with Pat McAfee and Austin Theory, who Rock took out within the segment. This marked his first televised appearance in WWE since October 4, 2019. 225. The Final Boss, 2024, present. See also, The Bloodline. The Rock and Roman Reigns face-to-face with Cody Rhodes and Seth freakin' Rollins at WrestleMania XL, April 2024. It was teased that a former WWE champion would be appearing on the Day 1 edition of Raw on January 1, 2024. The unidentified champion was at first revealed to be Jinder Mahal, who insulted the crowd before being interrupted by The Rock in his first live appearance on Raw since 2016. 226 The two brawled and The Rock emerged victorious, after which he asked the crowd if he should sit at the head of the table in a direct reference to undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, his relative whose nickname is the head of the table. 227-228 The Rock also appeared on the February 2nd episode of SmackDown, where he confronted Reigns after Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes decided against choosing Reigns as his WrestleMania 40 opponent to allow The Rock to face Reigns. 229 This was met by intense backlash from fans who wanted Rhodes to face Reigns. The WrestleMania XL media event on February 8 thus saw The Rock align himself with Reigns, chastise Rhodes for reversing his decision not to choose Reigns as his WrestleMania opponent, and slap Rhodes for speaking out against the Anoa'i family, of which The Rock and Reigns are both members. 230-231 As WWE's chief creative officer Triple H was being interviewed backstage over what had just transpired, The Rock and Reigns walked by and told him to fix it or they would, though Triple H would later appear on SmackDown to stand by Rhodes' decision. 231. The Rock with the People's Championship at the 2024 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony in April 2024. On the February 16th episode of SmackDown, The Rock officially joined Reigns' faction The Bloodline. He also debuted a new persona that incorporated facets of his arrogant Hollywood rock incarnation from 2003, such as insulting the audience, wearing gaudy expensive clothes, and entering the arena to a new entrance theme that began with his heroic character's music before transitioning into his Hollywood rock music. 232 He then appeared on the March 1st episode of SmackDown, where he gave his new character the nickname of the Final Boss and issued a challenge to Rhodes and Seth freakin' Rollins. If they beat him and Reigns in a tag team match at WrestleMania Night 1, Rhodes' championship match against Reigns on Night 2 would be free of interference from the Bloodline, but if Rhodes and Rollins lost, the championship match would be contested under Bloodline rules. Rhodes and Rollins accepted the challenge the following week. On the March 25th episode of Raw, The Rock attacked Rhodes backstage, leaving him beaten and bloody in the parking lot. 233 During the 2024 WWE Hall of Fame, The Rock received a People's Championship from Muhammad Ali's wife Lani, which he would begin carrying over his shoulder whenever he appeared on screen. 234 In the Night 1 main event of WrestleMania XL, The Rock and Reigns defeated Rhodes and Rollins. 235 During the Night 2 main event between Reigns and Rhodes, multiple people interfered on behalf of both men. The Rock appeared and hit John Cena with the rock bottom after the two stared each other down, but The Undertaker then appeared and chokeslammed The Rock. Rhodes went on to defeat Reigns for the undisputed WWE Championship. 236 The following night on Raw, The Rock interrupted Rhodes' celebration to congratulate him and reveal that he would be leaving for a while, but would be coming after Rhodes when he returns. This allowed Johnson time off to film the biopic The Smashing Machine. 237-238 During his hiatus, Solo Sikoa became the new leader of the Bloodline, starting the Bloodline Civil War. 239-240 6 months later, in the main event of Bad Blood on October 5, Rhodes and Reigns teamed up to face members of the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, from which Reigns had been ousted, defeating Sikoa and Fatu with the help of a returning Jimmy Uso. Following the match, The Rock returned and stood at the top of the entrance ramp, where he silently counted to 3 and made a throat-slashing gesture to Reigns, Rhodes, and Uso before leaving. 241 The Rock returned on the Raw premiere on Netflix on January 6, 2025, thanking Rhodes for all his work as the face of the company and hugging him. Later that night, The Rock embraced Reigns after the latter defeated Sikoa to reclaim his Ula Fala and Tribal Chief title. 242 The next night at New Year's Eve, The Rock made his first appearance on the NXT brand. 243-244 He sought advice from his daughter, NXT General Manager Ava, and spoke to Ethan Page. In a promo that closed out the television special, he addressed criticism towards his actions the night before on Raw. 245-246 On the February 21st episode of SmackDown, The Rock made an appearance to announce that WrestleMania 42 would take place in New Orleans, Louisiana, where SmackDown was being taped. The Rock also called out Cody Rhodes, where he offered to elevate Rhodes as a star in exchange for Rhodes' loyalty and cryptically stated that he wanted Rhodes' soul. 247 On March 1st at Elimination Chamber, Toronto, Rhodes refused The Rock's offer, who responded by signaling Elimination Chamber match winner John Cena to attack Rhodes, leaving him beaten and bloodied in the assault. 248. Mainstream crossover. The Rock in a 2001 Vanity Fair photo shoot. The Rock appeared on Wyclef Jean's 2000 single It Doesn't Matter and in its music video. 249-250 He also recorded Pie with Slick Rick for WWF The Music, Volume 5. 251 In 1999, Johnson appeared on That 70s Show as his father Rocky Johnson. The next year, he was on Star Trek, Voyager as an alien wrestler who used The Rock's moves. 252 In 2000, he hosted Saturday Night Live, SNL, for the first time. 253 Fellow wrestlers Triple H, Big Show, and Mick Foley also appeared on the show. 254 Johnson has said the success of that episode is the reason he began receiving offers from Hollywood studios. 255 He has since hosted SNL 4 more times. In 1999, The Rock was listed number 1 on Entertainment Weekly's Top 12 Entertainers of the Year. 256 In 2000, Access Hollywood ranked him number 1 in their list of the top 10 celebrities of 2000. 257 That year, Rock was also listed in the Forbes Celebrity 100 and People magazine's 25 Most Intriguing People. 258-259 The Rock was listed on Entertainment Weekly's 101 Most Influential People in both 2000 and 2001. 260 In 2001, he was also listed on E!'s 20 Top Entertainers. 261-262 In 2002, The Rock was listed on E!'s 25 Toughest Stars. 263 In 2003, he was listed in VH1's 200 Greatest Pop Culture Icons 264 and was number 7 in People magazine's 50 Favorite TV Stars. 265. The Rock made a surprise appearance at the official Xbox unveiling during Bill Gates's keynote speech at the ongoing Consumer Electronics Show in 2001. 266 Johnson's motion picture debut was as the Scorpion King in The Mummy Returns, 2001. 267 The movie broke a 2-year record for the highest grossing single day in film history by earning $28,594,667. 268-253 The movie's financial success led to Johnson's first leading role in the spin-off The Scorpion King, 2002. 2. He received $5.5 million for the role and Guinness World Records named him the record holder for highest paid actor in their first leading role. 269-270. The Rock has appeared on the covers of many magazines, including Rolling Stone, Entertainment Weekly, and TV Guide. 271, 272, 273 He has also appeared in, and been the cover athlete for, several video games. 274 As of October 2024, his Instagram account is the 6th most followed in the world, with over 395 million followers. 275. Legacy in professional wrestling. Fans watching on as The Rock makes his entrance in 2013. The Rock has been listed as one of the all-time greatest professional wrestlers 22/6/7 as well as one of the top draws in wrestling history. Many have placed The Rock on their Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling, including Hulk Hogan 276, Ric Flair 277 and John Cena. 278 In Cablevision's Television Beyond Broadcasting, The Rock was described as for a long time, the WWE's biggest star and probably held the greatest international appeal. 279 R.D. Reynolds stated in his book The Wrestle Crap Book of Lists that The Rock was the biggest star for WWE from 1999 until 2004. 280 The Rock's I Quit match with Mankind at the 1999 Royal Rumble event is infamous for its brutality and one of the most popular I Quit match of all times. 281 282 283 284 The Rock main event, the most bought pay-per-view worldwide in WWE history, WrestleMania XXVIII, 285 The most bought pay-per-view domestically in WWE history, WrestleMania X7, the highest rated Raw in history 286 287 the highest rated SmackDown in history 288 and was part of the highest rated cable segment in WWE history with Mankind entitled This Is Your Life, in which Mankind would honor The Rock with various gifts and reunions. 289 290 His return in 2001 had a 7.1 rating, the highest rated segment of the year. The Rock was also part of the highest rated match of the 21st century when his WWF Championship defense against Shane McMahon, on May 1, 2000, got an 8.3 rating, making it the highest rated segment of all time, behind This Is Your Life. In 2011, The Rock's return to an episode of Raw generated an average of 4.7 million viewers in the United States, with 7.4 million tuning in during his promo. 291 Raw 1000 was the highest rated Raw episode of 2012 and his segment with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan was the highest rated segment of the show. 292 In 2013, the night after The Rock won the WWE Championship, at Royal Rumble, Raw got its highest rating of that year. 293. Derived from one of his catchphrases Lay the Smackdown, WWE introduced in 1999 its second flagship program, WWE SmackDown, which became television's second longest running weekly episodic program in history. 294 The term SmackDown was included in Merriam-Webster dictionaries in 2007. 295 296 He is also known for popularizing the term jabroni, derived from jobber, although it was originally introduced by the Iron Sheik. 297 298 The Rock holds the record for most Raw shows main event in 1 year, 38 in 2000, 299 most SmackDown shows main event in 1 year, 36 in 2000, 300 and is tied with Stone Cold Steve Austin, in 2001, for most PPV shows main event in 1 year, 12 in 2000. 301 302 The Rock is also one of two wrestlers, the other being The Undertaker, to main event WrestleMania in 4 different decades, 1990s, 15, 1999, 2000s, WrestleMania 2000, 2000, X7, 2001, 2010s, XXVIII, 2012, 29, 2013, 2020s, XL, 2024. At the 2021 Survivor Series, WWE held a 25-man battle royal to celebrate the 25th anniversary of The Rock's WWE debut. The match was won by Omos. 303. Acting career. See also, Dwayne Johnson filmography. Johnson in April 2009. Johnson entered Hollywood and had early success due to his wrestling popularity and noted work ethic. Over his acting career, he became one of the highest paid and most successful actors in Hollywood. 304 305 306 307. Career beginnings, 1999 to 2010. He began his acting career on television while wrestling. In his first television acting job, in 1999, he portrayed his father Rocky Johnson in an episode of that 70s show called That Wrestling Show. Nearly a year later, he appeared in the Star Trek Voyager episode Tsunkatsi as an alien wrestler who fought against Seven of Nine. While Johnson was away from WWE, the company continued to sell The Rock merchandise, and he continued to be featured prominently in the opening montages of their television shows. 39. Johnson made his theatrical debut in The Mummy Returns, 2001, playing the antagonist Matthäus the Scorpion King. He reprised this role in the spin-off film The Scorpion King, 2002, where he starred as the titular character. Johnson was paid $5.5 million for his leading role, putting him in the Guinness World Records for the highest salary for a first-time leading man. 308. The film was a commercial success, and despite mixed reception, Johnson's acting was praised. 309. Film critic Roger Ebert wrote, "I expect him to become a durable action star." 310. In the following years, he worked in action films The Rundown, 2003, and Walking Tall, 2004, but these films failed to gain success. He had a supporting role in the comedy Be Cool, 2005, as a homosexual bodyguard hoping to become an actor. 311, and was the primary antagonist in the horror film Doom, 2005. He also worked in the sports drama Gridiron Gang, 2006, comedy Reno 9/11, Miami, 2007, and thriller Southland Tales, 2006. He had further success by playing an arrogant famous American football player in the sports family comedy The Game Plan, 2007, Agent 23 in spy action comedy Get Smart, 2008, a cab driver in the science fiction film Race to Witch Mountain, 2009, the title character in the fantasy comedy Tooth Fairy, 2010, and a police officer in buddy cop comedy The Other Guys, 2010. Johnson returned to action genre in the unsuccessful Faster, 2010. Johnson made his voice acting debut in the 2006 video game Spy Hunter, Nowhere to Run, originally intended as a tie-in for an unproduced film. 312. He also voiced NASA astronaut Chuck in the 2009 animated sci-fi comedy Planet 51. 313. He presented the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects at the 80th Academy Awards. 314. Commercial success, 2011 to 2020. Johnson's first big box office success came in 2011, portraying Luke Hobbs in Fast 5, 2011. The film became the seventh highest grossing film of 2011. Following this, all of Johnson's projects in the 2010s decade achieved major success and established him as a bankable actor. 315. 316. He next starred in the box office hit Journey to The Mysterious Island in 2012. He became known for reinvigorating film franchises after portraying Marvin F. Hinton / Roadblock in G.I. Joe, Retaliation, and reprising his role as Luke Hobbs in Fast and Furious 6, 2013, 317. 318. While also starring in true story films Pain and Gain, 2013, and Empire State, 2013. That same year, he hosted and produced the TNT reality competition series The Hero 319. 320 and won the Favorite Male Butt Kicker Award at the 2013 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. 321. In May 2013, it was announced that he would executive produce and star in Ballers 322, an HBO comedy drama series about NFL players living in Miami. 323. By December of that year, Forbes named him the top grossing actor of 2013, with his films bringing in $1.3 billion worldwide for the year. Forbes credited the success of Fast and Furious 6, which grossed $789 million globally, and his frequent acting work as primary reasons for topping the list. 324. Johnson starred as the title character in Hercules in 2014. 325 and hosted another reality series for TNT that same year, entitled Wake Up Call, which saw him lending a helping hand to everyday people who were facing enormous challenges in their lives alongside guest experts such as Rocco DiSpirito, Jillian Michaels, and Josh Shipp. 326 in 2015, Johnson reprised his role as Luke Hobbs in Furious 7 327 and starred in the disaster film San Andreas. In 2016, he co-starred with Kevin Hart in the action comedy Central Intelligence and had a lead voice role in the Disney animated film Moana, in which he voiced Maui. He reprised his role as Luke Hobbs in The Fate of the Furious, which was released in 2017. Johnson starred in 2 other blockbuster movies that year, Baywatch and Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle as Mitchell Mitch Buchanan and Dr. Smolder Bravestone, respectively. 329 in 2018, he starred in 2 solo box office hits Rampage and Skyscraper. Johnson starred on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in July 2022. Johnson's role within the Fast and Furious franchise continued with Fast and Furious Presents, Hobbs and Shaw, starring alongside co-star Jason Statham. David Leitch directed the project from a script co-written by franchise writer Chris Morgan and Drew Pearce. The film began principal photography in September 2018, and was released on July 26, 2019. Johnson reprised his role as Bravestone in Jumanji: The Next Level. With the critical and financial success of Welcome to the Jungle, production of the movie began in early 2019, and it was released on December 13, 2019. 330. Johnson's films grossed $10.6 billion in the 2010s, making him the decade's 6th highest grossing actor and the highest grossing actor outside the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 331. Career fluctuations, 2021 to 2024. In 2021, after a year-long hiatus, Johnson co-starred with Emily Blunt in Disney's Jungle Cruise as Frank Wolf. The film is based on the theme park ride of the same name. 332. Jaume Collet-Serra directed, with a script by Michael Green from a previous one by J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. 333. 334. In addition to his work on the film, Johnson assisted with redesigning the titular ride for all Disney theme parks. 335. Jungle Cruise was released on July 30, 2021. 336. 337. 338. On March 16, 2021, he appeared for the first time as the video game character, The Foundation, in Fortnite Battle Royale. Johnson was initially uncredited in his role, yet hinted at his involvement through a series of Instagram posts. His involvement was finally confirmed during the Chapter 2 end event on December 4, 2021, with the Foundation removing his helmet to reveal that he shared Johnson's voice and likeness. 339. Also in 2021, Johnson starred in Netflix's film Red Notice, written and directed by Ross and Marshall Thurber. It is the 3rd time that the two collaborated, after Central Intelligence and Skyscraper. 340. 341. It co-stars Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds. 342. It is the most watched film on Netflix of all time. 343. Johnson voiced Crypto the Superdog in the animated feature DC League of Super Pets, 2022, which was released theatrically in July and emerged as a success. 344. On November 14, 2019, he had announced a late 2021 release date for the superhero Black Adam film. 345. Production on Black Adam began filming in April 2021 and was released on October 21, 2022. 346. 347. He earned $22.5 million to star in the film and received millions more for producing and promoting it on social media. 348. However, the anticipated film received mixed to negative reviews and turned out to be a box office disappointment. Following the failure of Black Adam, Johnson's star power came under scrutiny, and his involvement in creative decisions faced criticism. 349. 350. In 2023, Johnson voiced his Moana character Maui in Disney crossover short film Once Upon a Studio. 351 In May 2023, Johnson reprised his role as Luke Hobbs in a cameo appearance during the mid-credits scene of Fast X. By the early 2020s, Johnson faced increasing criticism for consistently portraying similar characters, often described as charismatic, larger-than-life figures who are both physically imposing and possess a dry wit. These roles frequently involve action or adventure elements, and the characters tend to be heroic, if sometimes reluctant, protagonists. 353 Johnson has been a member of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences in the Actors Branch since 2017. 354 In 2024, he presented an award alongside Bad Bunny. 355 In November 2024, Johnson reunited with director Jake Kasdan to star alongside Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, and J.K. Simmons, in the Christmas-themed action comedy Red One. 356 which didn't fare well both critically and financially. 357 However, it became one of the top-streamed movies of 2024 after its release on Amazon Prime. 358 In the same month, he reprised his voice role of Maui from Moana, 2016, in its sequel Moana 2. Despite receiving mixed reception, the film opened strongly and set several box office records. 359 It eventually emerged as the third highest grossing film of 2024. 360 Diversification, 2025, present. He was next seen portraying former MMA fighter Mark Kerr in Benny Safdie's biographical sports drama The Smashing Machine, 2025. 361 Full facial prosthetics and a wig were used to transform Johnson's appearance to resemble Kerr. 362 When asked about taking on a serious, intimate drama after years of big-budget action and comedy films, Johnson expressed excitement about finally exploring personal struggles on screen that he had never before addressed. He described the process as both frightening and liberating. 363 Critics noted that he used the opportunity to pivot his brand and persona toward that of a serious actor. 364 The film premiered at the 82nd Venice International Film Festival on September 1, 2025. It received a standing ovation and a Golden Lion Award nomination. 366 The film garnered positive reviews, with Nicholas Barber of the BBC describing Johnson's portrayal as impressively vulnerable. 367 The performance sparked discussions about a potential Oscar nomination for the actor. 369 It had its wide release on October 3, 2025, but was met with a poor theatrical response. 370 and is understood to be Johnson's lowest grossing opening ever. 371 In 2026, he will portray Maui again in the live-action adaptation Moana, 2026. 372 In February 2025, Johnson was cast in a crime drama film directed by Martin Scorsese, alongside Leonardo DiCaprio and Emily Blunt. 373 The film will depict the mafia's influence in Hawaii, with Johnson portraying an aspiring mob boss's rise within the criminal underworld. 374 He will re-team with Safdie for the film Lizard Music, based on the Daniel Pinkwater teen novel of the same name. 375 Producing. In 2012, Johnson founded his production company 7 Bucks Productions. 18 Though originally attached as producer and star, Johnson will now serve solely as the former on a film adaptation of the Jansen Directive. John Cena will fill the leading role, with Akiva Goldsman attached as screenwriter. 3